It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel bleh. Hey guys, Aubrey here with Simply Spiritual. How's it going? Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about July predictions. We're just right around the corner, about a week and a half. However, when this video comes out, it'll probably be July. So, yeah. Anyway, yay, time for some more doom and gloom, right? It almost kind of feels like the chaos and the nonsense and the craziness is never ending. And I am totally on board with you guys. I'm feeling it too. There's just such heavy and dense energy right now that a lot of us are facing, especially empaths. So if you are an empath and you feel heavy and weighted down, please ground. Go outside. I've mentioned this in a few other videos. Go outside, get some fresh air, exercise, go to the beach, whatever it is that you guys need to do to kind of gain that composure again. I also recommend CBD and marijuana if that works for you. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into July predictions here. So, as per my last videos, we're already starting to see some things manifesting. One thing that keeps popping up very significantly for the month of July or towards the end of June are earthquakes and other types of energetic disruptions concerning like the earth, the planet. It's like the planet is under immense pressure right now. So we are going to start to see the earth shaking a bit. We just had an earthquake that just happened in Mexico just yesterday. Today is what is it today? Today is like June. I'm so like lost right now. I think it's the 24th. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so we just had an earthquake happen in Mexico. I believe it was just yesterday, and it was a pretty large one, I think around 7.2. And then here in California, we just had one in the Bakersfield area that was a 5-pointer. However, we are going to start to see bigger, more stronger earthquakes happening in the state of California, mostly on the West Coast, but we're also going to see them scattered around the country and around the globe, especially in places that we're not used to seeing them. I get a feeling the Middle East may be impacted by earthquakes as well, which would be kind of unusual for them. Hurricanes, winds, flooding, things like that. I feel like that's actually going to also start taking place in July and in the fall. So yeah, there's just some crazy stuff happening when it comes to the earth and what it's trying to do. It's doing some purging, it's doing some releasing. So, believe it or not, the planet is pretty sentient itself, and it is very sensitive to vibrational energies. And because we're in such like a chaotic, just crazy state right now, the planet is feeling this. So it is going to be disrupted, and we are going to have to be in the midst of this craziness. So just be prepared. Make sure you have your earthquake kits, have plenty of candles, flashlights, all that good stuff ready. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. I am saying this to prepare you. You need to be prepared for these things. This is why I'm giving you this information. I'm not about fear-mongering, okay? Because as somebody that believes in collective consciousness and the law of attraction, we don't want to perpetuate fear. And that's exactly what the news and the media is trying to do, is fear, fear, fear. Oh my God, cases are going up. Oh my God, buildings are on fire. Oh my God, the world is just crumbling before our eyes. And so when the media keeps perpetuating this information, people get in that state of fear. And that fear just kind of recycles itself and creates more fear, more chaos, more craziness. So it's important to Stay away from the media as much as possible. I've said this in prior videos and I can't stress this enough. The media will tear you down. It will put you back into that fear vibration. Now, we're also starting to see an uptick of coronavirus cases. And let me explain to you the good and the bad with these cases. Now, obviously, when we see an uptick in cases, we freak out and we're like, oh my God, everybody's gonna get the Rona and we're all gonna die. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that. In fact, we're actually starting to see a dip in deaths, which is really good. So I believe that the death count has dropped at least by 90%. The fact that we've been opening over the past 2 months and we've been seeing a very, very low death rate is a really positive thing. So please see the positive in this. Not only that, but the increase in coronavirus cases is actually kind of a good thing. And let me explain why. It's because we need herd immunity. So it's actually a good thing that people are catching this virus and being able to get through it, because what's happening is that it's actually building antibodies. So it's actually making your body a lot stronger. And because this is such a funky wild virus, to build an immunity to something that's just so yucky is actually a good thing. And that could potentially build up your immunity against other types of diseases or being able to make your immune system stronger. Now, obviously I'm not an immunologist and I really don't have any expertise in that. But I've done a lot of research and I'm going off of the data that I've read and heard throughout these months. So, feel free to do your own research. Don't take me at 100% face value, but I like to see the brighter things, with the situation. So just think of it that way. We're going to be healthier. Yay. Okay, so I also did some tarot cards on the month of July, and I kind of wanted to get a broader perspective on more specifics to come. First thing I do want to talk about is the planetary positions that are going on at this time. I'm not an astrologer, but based off of what I've heard, I'm going to try to make this make sense to you guys. So first of all, we're in Mercury Retrograde. Hey. Yeah, I know it sucks. For anyone of you that are familiar with Mercury Retrograde, it happens about 4 times out of the year, about every 3 months. So we just entered Mercury Retrograde, I believe, just a few days ago. I can't think. It was about a week ago. I'm totally brain farting here. But anyway, we're in Mercury Retrograde, and then Sunday was a solar eclipse. It is, I believe, the second one out of 4 eclipses that are supposed to take place this year, which is super duper rare. But solar eclipses have to do with change and the coming down of systems and change. So, but Mercury retrograde coinciding with the solar eclipse, it is going to bring on a bit more craziness. So with a Mercury retrograde, it creates disruptions in communication, technology, anything that's related to like documents, paperwork, things like that, things getting delayed, and then also X is coming back. So expect possibly people coming back from the past and resurfacing and throwing some confusion your way. Also be prepared for misunderstandings and not feeling like you're heard or not being able to communicate yourself the way that you want to. So Mercury retrograde, that's going to last for about 3 weeks. And in the meantime, we also have the planet Mars in the sign of Pisces. So if anybody understands the planet of Mars, that's the planet of war. It could create a lot of aggression, heavy sexual energy. It is basically the planet of war. And then it's in the emotional sign of Pisces. So basically, when you have a malevolent planet such as Mars, which is a very aggressive energy, and you're placing this in a very emotional energy, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a lot of anger. You're going to get a lot of emotion. You're going to get a lot of people reacting on emotion. So you're going to see people just flying off the handles. Now, we've already started seeing this, but we're going to see it more with these transits in place, especially this Mercury retrograde, because a lot of this does have to do with communication. So a lot of you guys are going to start to see this on social media. You're going to see people being like really angry, misunderstanding people. We're probably going to see more doxing. We're going to see more violent activity happening, even on social networks. But then we're also going to see probably more protesting and more rioting and more destruction. Mars is just very volatile. So we are going to see a lot of this crazy energy over the next few weeks and into the month of July. So I'm going to say July is going to be a pretty rough month for us all, especially for, like I said, empaths. Empaths are really going to get hit hard. So it's important that we stay focused and be in our loving, safe spaces and to go outside and energize ourselves. Self-care is super important. I can't stress that enough. So take care of yourself. Okay, guys? Now, getting to the cards. All right, so what I'm actually seeing for the month of July is that local governments or local state governments seem to be under a lot of financial pressure, especially due to the whole lockdown situation. So in order to kind of gain more control, they're going to be doing things to that seem to be relatively shady. I know, especially California, it's almost kind of like distracting the population with perhaps like putting more COVID cases out there, or taking away privileges again, or perhaps trying to implement the lockdown situation again. These are all going to be distractions, and it feels to me that they're doing something for financial gain here. So my sense is that they're probably going to do something unethical here, because I get unethical energy coming up all in the cards. What I thought was really cool here is that I've got the High Priest, which is a representation of government. Now, this is interesting because right after that, I saw the Death card. So I really feel like the month of July is going to be very pivotal when it comes to the destruction of the government and an overhaul, essentially. So I feel like we're going to really start to see some major systems collapsing in the month of July. I have a feeling a lot more truth will be revealed, because with Mercury retrograde, it does rule communication. So because it's in retrograde, I have a feeling that that's going to pull out information. More people are going to be waking up and realizing, like, you know what? This stuff isn't making sense. Like, what we're being told isn't making sense. I think more people are going to start asking questions, which is probably why I see more like protesting happening later this month. So even the people that have been, completely gung-ho with the whole lockdowns and things like that, I think we're going to see a lot more people just being like, hold on a second, this seems weird. I don't necessarily believe everything I'm being told here. So this is a good thing, and we're starting to see a collapse of government happening right before our eyes here in the month of July. I also want to say that during the month of July, I think we're going to get more of this information on the aliens and UFO stuff. I think we're going to start to see more sightings as well as this chaotic energy continues. For some people, it's going to give them a ray of hope. For others, it's going to just bring in more fear. So again, don't allow yourself to get caught up in this fear vibration. It's actually adding to the collective consciousness and weighing us all down. And for us that are more sensitive to this is hurting us the most. I can honestly say that my vibration has just been, I'm tired every day. I feel lethargic. My body feels literally weighted, as if there's like a weight on my shoulders. Like I feel heavy, and it's not because I'm fat. I'm gonna try to eat healthier. You should too. We should all eat healthier and exercise. We all need a bit of that in our lives. Again, try to do things that are happy. Put yourself in a happy place. Watch some good TV shows and, you know, eat healthy. Eat some quinoa and drink some green tea. Stick some kale up your butt. Whatever it is that you need to do to feel grounded and at peace. Probably don't put kale up your butt. I don't recommend it, but you do you. I'm not here to judge. Anyway, I hope that helps, and hopefully that gives you something to be able to acknowledge and to be able to understand that, yeah, things are probably going to be really tough in the month of July, but we're going to start to see more silver linings happening towards the end of August and September. Things should just kind of lighten up a little bit more around that time, but I do feel like there is more on the horizon. I get so much restless energy and so much angry energy, but I feel like shit's really gonna have to hit the fan. And then I feel like there's going, at the end of the year, an uprising happening, which is something that we could end up looking forward to. So if you want to book a personal session with me, you can feel free to go on my website at www.itsyouruniverse.com, where I'll give you a personal reading and let you know what's going on in your life, and also give you some coaching in order to kind of help you manage these situations a little easier. And please like and subscribe to this channel and share these videos with your friends. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.